graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
Shota swung on, barreled out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. We got ourselves a big primetime game tonight. It is the 2025 NLDS rematch between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers out at Dodger Stadium. All right, folks, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. This is going to be a big game. Every time that the Phillies play against the Dodgers, it is a test. I don't care if Teoscar Hernandez is not in the lineup. I don't care if he's hurt. I don't care if they're missing Blake Snell, if Ohtani's not pitching against the Phillies, or if Tyler Glasnow's not pitching. This is the Dodgers we're talking about. Injuries happen, and this is a measuring stick, right? This is this type of a series where you really learn about this team, and you learn about who they can play against. Now, obviously, last year, they did sweep the Dodgers twice during the regular season. So people are obviously going to bring up to me, well, they swept them twice during the regular season, and then they lost them in the postseason. I understand, okay? But this series, right, like you have to take the teams that you play out in front of you, and you have to treat it like it matters. And I really feel like that there's a lot of stock into the series that I am going to be looking for. I care about the starting pitching right now. The starting pitching has been absolutely fantastic for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm excited to see Zack Wheeler tonight, and I feel like that he can give you a really good performance. The question is, A, can the bullpen look good against the Dodgers? Can Zack Wheeler also pitch well for you? And can your offense do enough? I really want them to set the tone tonight. And I actually have the Phillies winning this game. My final score for the Phillies tonight is going to be 4-3. I got the Philadelphia Phillies winning 4-3 against the Dodgers. And I have my MVP, my most valuable player for tonight. My MVP for tonight's game, chat, is Kyle Schwarber. That is my MVP for tonight's game. Okay? I think that Kyle's going to go deep. We're going to see a Schwarbomb out at Dodger Stadium. Kyle's going to go deep out in Hollywood. And I feel really confident about that. I really, really do. Here is our Zack Wheeler emojis. Let's make sure that we have them up and running. 1 second. Zack Wheeler, where are you? That's not Zack Wheeler. This is Zack Wheeler. There we go. 7-4 Dodgers, says Andrew. 2-0 Dodgers, says Larry. 2-0 Dodgers. What else do we got as our final score? And also, who do we have as our MVPs? What's up, Walker? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Andrew? What's going on, DJ G? And I'm so happy to see you guys on here. Every time that the Phillies play out at Dodger Stadium, I just feel like that they're in another world. I really do. I feel like that whenever you play out at Dodger Stadium, obviously, especially when you're in the East Coast, you know, the game is later. It's a primetime game, especially when it's on Apple TV. You just have more spotlight. You have more eyes on you. And this is a big series. Overall, this is a very big series, and I'm intrigued to see what the Philadelphia Phillies can do. The best way that I can put it is you have a final exam or you have a midterm exam, and you get those jitters heading on into the series because you're just really nervous about how you're going to do on the midterm or on the final or whatever it is, a big assessment, and I sort of feel that way. But I'm actually really confident, though. I meant to say that I feel the way that I feel about heading on into a midterm exam, whether you either feel really confident or you don't feel really confident at all. I feel very confident, so I'm feeling good. I feel ready. I've been waiting for this game all day, and I am very excited. So without further ado, let's get on into the starting lineup for tonight's game. All right, so for the Philadelphia Phillies, let's go. We got Kyle Schwarber batting leadoff, and then we have Trey Turner batting second, Bryce Harper hitting third, Alec Bohm fourth, Bryson Stott fifth, sixth is JT Realmuto, seventh is Brandon Marsh, and then eighth is Adolis Garcia, and last but not least, batting in the ninth spot is Stuart Baroa. And that is the lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. Stuart Baroa just got called up today. Aaron Nola got sent on the paternity list, and Otto Kemp was also sent down. Phillies also called up Stuart Baroa, and then they also called up a reliever as well. I believe that they called up a reliever today. Let me make sure that I got this correct. They did. They called up Nolan Hoffman. He was recalled from Lehigh Valley today. So the Phillies did make moves. That was about 5 hours ago. So we'll see how things do go tonight, if Hoffman's even going to be used. But Baroa is going to get the start. No Justin Crawford tonight. He is not going to be in the lineup. I'm getting so good at pressing the mute button right when I'm about to sneeze. I'm doing so good at that. The Dodgers, their starting lineup for tonight. It'll be Shohei Ohtani batting leadoff, and then it'll be Andy Pages, who is batting in the 2 spot. Batting third is Freddie Freeman. All right, so Freeman is going to be batting third. Then it's going to be Mookie Betts batting cleanup. Kyle Tucker is batting fifth. That's just a stats lineup. I know that Tucker has not had a good season so far. And then Max Muncy sixth, Will Smith seventh, eighth is Alex Call, and ninth is Alex Freeland. And that is the lineup tonight for the LA Dodgers. So again, it's Ohtani, it's Pages, it's Freeman, Betts, and then you got Tucker, Kyle Tucker, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Alex Call, and Kyle Freeland in the lineup tonight for the LA Dodgers. No Teoscar Hernandez. He is not going to be playing this weekend. And for the Phillies, once more, Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Stott, Realmuto, Marsh, Garcia, and Baroa. The guy that's pitching for the Dodgers tonight, his name is Justin Wrobleski. Now, Justin has been pitching pretty well for the Dodgers. Before his last outing, he was doing pretty good. He had, in 2 of his last 3 outings, they really weren't so good. He did not do well against the Milwaukee Brewers. He was pitching fine against the Atlanta Braves, but really, he just had one bad inning against them where he gave up 4 earned runs in the second, and then other than that, besides that, he did a really good job for the most part. This is a guy who has been sort of under the radar for them, but he has some really good stuff that can get batters off control. And I'm just really hoping that the Phillies can try to do whatever they can to take advantage of him. We've seen him go 8 innings a couple of times this year. We've seen him go at least 7 innings a couple of times this year as well. He's not going to get a lot of swing and miss stuff, but he can definitely keep the Phillies off balance, and the Phillies are going to have a very patient approach today. This is a guy who really doesn't tend to walk a lot of batters with the way that he's been pitching as of lately. He likes to throw strikes. He likes to dominate the zone. And the Phillies are really going to have to try to get him off his game tonight. And we'll see how that does work out. He's 25 years old, and he is 6 feet 1 inch tall, 194 pounds. Please comment your final score predictions once again. 3-2 Phillies. Wheeler goes 7, and he's my MVP. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. So here's Justin Wrobleski ready to pitch for the LA Dodgers, and we should be ready to get underway right now. Let's refresh this page. Actually, let's go back over here, and then we go back to here. There we go, and we'll get the 3D up and running. I apologize a time in advance because I might be a little bit behind on the 3D. The 3D might be a little bit ahead, especially because the game is on Apple TV. Just wanted to make sure that I also mentioned that as well. So we should be ready to rock and roll in just a few moments. All right, so Kyle Schwarber is ready to lead things off for the Philadelphia Phillies. Wrobleski was a former reliever. Now he's been used as a starting pitcher. And here we go. Schwarber ready to step on into the box. Scumble with the follow over on Twitch, as well as Ivy. Thank you so much. First pitch to start off the game is taken up high for ball 1. And we are underway out at Dodger Stadium. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to be in there for a called strike. So it's 1-1 to Kyle Schwarber. Already got 101 people watching. 42 of you have hit the thumbs up button. Mods, be very, very careful throughout this weekend. We definitely might be getting trolls like we did during the playoffs of last year. Just be aware of the trolls. Don't be afraid to fire the trigger. Please, I mean that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kyle Schwarber. Wrobleski facing Kyle here. And the 1-2 pitch and a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Schwarber is down looking on strikes. It was a good pitch, but I was surprised that Schwarber took that all the way. Here comes Trey Turner to the plate. Turner is starting to show off his power a little bit more. They've been talking about it. He's been trying to pull the ball a little bit more during batting practice over these last couple of games. And it's been working. First pitch is in there for a strike. I talked about it on the radio today. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. That was a slider. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to Trey. The 0-2 pitch, and Wrobleski throws it down for a ball. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the bell icons. Andrew says, I got 7-4 Dodgers. Andrew says that Freddie Freeman is the MVP. What's up, Andrew? 1-2 pitch. That's outside for ball 2. There's Don Mattingly, the Phillies interim manager. Took on over on April 28th. 2-2 pitch and a called strike 3. Trey Turner is going to challenge this. That looked like it was a strike, according to pitch tracks. Let's see what ABS says. That is a strike. And Trey Turner is down looking. He has not been good with the ABS so far this season. Back-to-back backwards Ks for Justin Wrobleski. And up to bat is Bryce Harper. The Dodgers defense for tonight. We'll get to that right now. The Dodgers have Will Smith catching. Over at first, it's Freddie Freeman. At second, it's Alex Freeland. And then at third, it's Muncy. And at short, it's Betts. The pitch to Harper. That misses outside for ball 1. In the outfield, from left to right, it'll be Alex Call in left. In center, it's Pages. And in right field, it's Tucker. Next pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike to Bryce Harper. Wrobleski gets set, kicks, fires, swing and a miss. So it's 1-2. The pitch on the way. That misses outside and low for a ball. Tell you what, the slider has looked really, really good. Absolutely it has. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. The 2-2 pitch, and Harper strikes out on the fastball at 97 miles per hour. Wrobleski strikes out the side, and we're going to go to the bottom of the first. Zack Wheeler is going to be on the bump, and he'll have to face Ohtani, Pages, and Freeman when the Dodgers and the Phillies return. Okay. That's good. Okay. Let's make sure that I get the rest of the lineup up and ready. We did the Braves game a little bit ago. Thanks for those of you that tuned on into that game. We had a lot of fun. So we got JT catching. We got Brandon Marsh batting 7th out in left. Garcia is in right. And Stewart Baroa is in center. All right, again for the Dodgers, they have Ohtani batting first, Pages second, Freeman third, Betts fourth, Tucker fifth, 6th is Muncy, 7th is Smith, 8th is Call, and 9th is Freeland. And on the bump for the Philadelphia Phillies, it'll be Zack Wheeler who takes the hill for Philadelphia. His earned run average is at a 1.67. Zach has just allowed 5 runs in 32 2/3 of an inning in the month of May so far. He has been really, really strong. And he has struck out 30 batters, including 6 in his last game against the Cleveland Guardians, where he only gave up 2 hits and 1 walk as well, on a total of 99 pitches. All right. Good stuff. Trey has not been good with those challenges. No, he is not. He has not been good at all whatsoever. 3 up and 3 down. 3 strikeouts tonight for Trey, says Larry. All right, let's go. Bottom of the first. Ohtani will bat leadoff for the LA Dodgers. Phillies defense for tonight. They got JT catching. On the bump, it's Zack Wheeler. At first, it's Harper. At second, it's Stott. At third, it's Bohm. And at short, it's Turner. In the outfield, they got Marsh in left, Baroa in center, and Garcia in right. First pitch to Shohei, and that's going to be a foul ball. Hit back over towards the screen. We are now 10 subscribers away, folks, from getting to 10,350. Let's go. The ball is 1 strike to Shohei Ohtani. The pitch, and that is swung on and missed. Ohtani has not had a lot of success against the Philadelphia Phillies. Yesterday, though, Wednesday, he ended up hitting a solo home run. Led off the game with the homer and finished the day 1 for 4. 0-2. Popped foul. Where is it? It goes out of play. The umpires for tonight's game. Over at home plate, the umpire will be Steven Jashinsky. And then at first base, it's James Hoy. At second, it's Sean Barber. And at third, it's DJ Rayburn. Next pitch, and the count is now 1-2. It's 65 degrees out at Dodger Stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wheeler comes set at the letters, kicks, fires, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there's 1 away. Drop a chair in the chat for Zach Attack Wheeler. Let's go. So there's 1 out in the bottom of the first. Drop those Wheeler emojis, by the way, Chad. I need to see a lot of Zack Wheeler emojis. Harry Big Cat, thank you so much for the sub over on YouTube. I appreciate you very, very much. Now it's Andy Pages' turn, and on the very first pitch, he'll sky this one out over towards shallow right center. Stock gets under it, has room, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Ty Eagles, thank you very, very much for the sub. Wheeler with a four-seamer, a sinker, a splitter, a sweeper, a cutter, and a curveball. Batters are hitting .077 against the four-seamer. That's the lowest in all of baseball. That's just how good he is. Here's Freddie Freeman, first pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards deep left field. If it's fair, it is gone. That is gone. Freddie Freeman takes Zack Wheeler the opposite way. It goes 365 feet, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. That ball was left hanging right out over the middle, and Freeman had enough oomph for it to go the opposite way. It was against the four-seamer, by the way. So that definitely raised his batting average against the four-seamer. But regardless, it's a 1-0 Dodgers lead. The crowd was rising for Freddie Freeman. And now it's Mookie Betts' turn. The pitch. And a four-seamer right down Broadway for strike one. Don't curse in my chat. Make sure that you guys keep it clean. 0-1 pitch, and that's in there for strike two. Make sure that you guys drop the chat rules. The pitch, and that's down for a ball. I got a couple rules in my chat, folks. Don't curse in my chat. Keep it clean. Don't spoil the game. And don't be a jerk. 1-2 pitch. That's outside for ball two. There we go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Look how we all set chat rules. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You guys are the best. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Zack Wheeler gets his second strikeout of the game. However, Freddie Freeman goes oppo taco and gives the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. And we go to the top of the second. Bohm, Stott, and JT are going to come on up. All right, let's go. All right, where are we tapping on in from on this lovely Friday night? Let us know down below. Where are we tuning on in from? Let's go, baby. That's funny. My first step was flying Freddie Freeman. I like that. That's nice. Let's go. How we doing? Chat is flying by. Andrew, you're the best, man. Big shout out to Andrew. Big shout out. And definitely gloat, like, over your Dodgers, you know, like, definitely cheer on for them. Oppo taco, that means opposite field home run. That's what it means. Let's go. Where are we tapping on in from? We got California in the chat. Alabama's also here. Dominican Republic, Alabama, let's go. Dubai. Mike from Lancaster, what's up, Mike? How you doing? Good to see you. Vote Blue says South Jersey. Salute to you, my friend. Let's go. Don't spam the chat. That's another part of the rules. Harrisburg says Nova Fit. Shout out to Harrisburg. What's up, buddy? Andrew from Texas. Shout out to Texas. Southeast Texas. Shout out to Southeast Texas. Texas, and shout out to Texas. Yes, sir. What's up, Ben? Good to see you on here. Northwest Philly also in the chat. What's up, Lou? We'll do some more shout outs in just a little bit. Yes, we will. Let's go. Good to see everybody in chat. Walker from Delaware. Hello, Walker. Good to see you on here. I saw you on here before for the Braves game. Now you're back on for this Dodgers game. Beautiful stuff. Here is Alec Bohm and the pitch, and that's taken down for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Let's go. The 1-0 pitch to Bohm. This is popped up out over towards the right field line, and Pajes, or Tucker that is, has plenty of room to make the grab for out number 1. So Schwarber, Turner, and Harper struck out in the first. And Bohm flies out to right to start off the second. As soon as P deleted them, I sent it. She did, and then you did. It's nice. Nice. Vote blue no matter who. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you, my friend, very, very much. Bryson Stott is up, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Zack Wheeler allowed a solo home run to Freddie Freeman in the bottom of the first. And it's 1-0 LA. The pitch, and there's a called strike. Bryson Stott is hitting .333 against left-handed pitching so far this season. And the 1-1 pitch is grounded over towards first. Freeman picks it up, takes it right to the bag, and so far, 5 men up, 5 men down. Stott coming into today 0 for his last 10. Hasn't gotten a hit since Sunday. It's JT's turn. 19 total pitches for Justin Wrobleski. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 95 miles per hour on the gun. Jeez. The 0-1 to JT. That's a pie for a ball. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to JT Realmuto. He'll call for time. Over his last 25 games against the Dodgers, he's only hitting a .149. 1-2 pitch, and he lays off the pitch. Just a bit outside. Looked like it was a slider. During that time, JT also has 13 hits, a homer, and 7 runs batted on in those 25 games against the Dodgers. 2 balls, 2 strikes to JT Realmuto. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 2-2 pitch, and JT smacks that one foul towards the third base side. Smash that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well. JT is the second highest catcher WAR since 2021. It is packed out at Dodger Stadium tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to JT, and he grounds this one over to short. It's picked up by Betts. The throw to first is in plenty of time. And we're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. So another 1-2-3 inning for Justin Wrobleski. And leading it off in the bottom of the second is going to be Kyle Tucker. More shout-outs. Let's go, baby. Brian says 903. Texas is where I'm tuning on in from. It's after bedtime, says Suzanne. I'm tuning on in from my bed. Shout out to you. You guys are crazy. We got Pennsylvania in the chat, says Angel Matos. What's going on? Tiffany from Glenside, PA. What's up, Tiff? Good to see ya. Really good to see ya. Where else? Where else do we got? Danny is here. Fort Lauderdale's in the chat, says Rads. Let's go. Sad L'chaim's. Cheers, L'chaim. Oh man, I've been waiting for this game all day, chat. It's been on my mind. Dodger Empire is back. I know that you've been waiting for this game. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Port Washington, New York. My guy Danny from Port Washington. Nice. Louisville, PA, baby. We got 350 people watching. 105 of you have hit the thumbs up button. Where else? Fort Lauderdale, what's up, Rads? How you doing, my friend? Don't spam the chat. Let's go, baby. Gaming the right way from North Jersey. Yes, sir. How about all the PA people? I know, right? It's great. We have a good amount of people from all over. It's awesome. It's great. It's good stuff. Okay, so we are going to go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Dodgers. Folks, if you don't know who I am, who did you just click on? This is play-by-play with JJ. What do you do, JJ? Well, it's literally in the title. I do play-by-play. I do play-by-play for the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles, and I also do a lot of other baseball games as well. I love baseball. I do. And we've been streaming a lot of games so far on the season. And we've done 23 World Baseball Classic games. We've done 29. Actually, our 30th non-Phillies game was tonight. So that's cool. And we've, of course, been doing the Phillies. First pitch to Kyle Tucker is taken for a ball. So it's 1 ball, no strikes to Kyle Tucker, who is 1 for 8 against Zack Wheeler. Obviously, Wheeler faced him in the World Series. 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball. This one's hit out over towards the left field corner. Marsh has room in foul territory and makes the grab for the first out of the second inning. Fouled out to left. Good stuff. So 1 away, bottom of the second. And who is up next? That's Max Muncy. What a career Max Muncy has had as a Dodger. I mean, really. He's been phenomenal for them. The pitch, and that is taken for a called ball. Muncy this season batting .251 with 12 home runs, 19 RBIs. He's had 430-plus homer seasons with the Dodgers ever since he's come on over to L.A. Next pitch is taken for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch, and Muncy's going to fly one out over towards deep right field. That's going to go back towards the track, and that ball is gone as well. Muncy gets his 227th career home run, and he puts the Dodgers up 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. That is his 13th bomb of the season. And he sent that one a pretty long ways. He actually got underneath it, and it just left the yard. 2-0 Dodgers. And Will Smith is going to come on up next. Another four-seamer left out over the middle of the plate. Muncy took advantage. Yes, he did. First pitch to Will Smith. Swing and a miss. That ball was at 83 miles per hour, and it sailed outside. 0-1 is the count to Will Smith. Here's the 0-1, and a four-seamer in the zone for strike 2. Not necessarily the best start for Zack Wheeler so far, just to say the least. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second. 1 out. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 pitch, and a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And so Zack Wheeler gets himself his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. 2 solo shots allowed by Zack. Both of them were to the lefties. Freeman and Muncy. There's Clayton Kershaw, too, in the crowd. Just giving a little cheers to Max Muncy. The pitch. That misses inside for a ball. I don't know who that is that he's sitting next to, but it is a good seat. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Downstairs for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Wheeler gets set. The Phillies letters, kicks, fires. And a strike thrown at the knees for strike 1. We got a post-game show, too, after this as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wheeler kicks, fires, and it's outside for ball 3. Other baseball going on right now. Astros and Brewers are tied 4-4. That's in the bottom of the 9th inning. Giants also lead at 3-1. That's in the bottom of the 6th out in Colorado. 3-1 pitch. And there's strike 2. And the Rangers are clobbering the Royals 9-1 in the 9th inning. Three balls, 2 strikes. Wheeler kicks, deals. That's grounded over towards third. Played on the hop by Bohm. The throw over to first is in plenty of time, and the inning is done. Muncy goes deep, though, with his 13th homer of the season, and we're going to go to the top of the 3rd. 2-0 Dodgers. Other games. Yes, the Mariners lead at 1-0 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That is in the top of the 3rd inning. The Yankees have a 6-1 advantage against the Athletics. Judge had an RBI single. Goldschmidt also had himself a 3-run shot. Kurtz also homered. Rice had an RBI single. And the Command had a solo homer as well for the Yankees. So a lot going on over there. All right, time for us to go to the top of the 3rd inning. Here we go. Hoagie, where are you at? We need your uplifting words during this difficult time, says Justin. Man. Good to see you guys. Tomorrow night, the Phillies will have Andrew Painter pitching against Roki Sasaki. And then on Sunday, it'll be Jesus Luzardo going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's what it looks like on Sunday. For those of you who are new, let me know if you guys like the 3D or what your thoughts are about the 3-dimensional graphic display that we have up on here. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. So Marsh will lead off the top of the 3rd. Marsh, Garcia, and Baroa. Those are all the outfielders for the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies are 9 games in back of the Atlanta Braves in the NL East. The Braves did win again tonight. They beat the Cincinnati Reds. Phillies are also 1 game in front of the Nationals. If they win tonight, they would then be 1.5 games above the Nats. The pitch to Brandon Marsh. Swing and a miss. That pitch was at 93 miles per hour. 0-1 pitch. And a called strike 2. Catches the outside edge. The last time that Zack Wheeler gave up 2 homers, you have to go back to August 2nd of last year. That's when he faced the Tigers. And he allowed 3 homers in that game. They were all solo shots. Next pitch. And the count is now 1-2 to Brandon Marsh. His average is at .326. It's one of the highest batting averages in all of baseball. Wrobleski gets set, kicks, fires, and it's high for ball 2. Otto Lopez is the only one who has a higher batting average. His is at .336. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wrobleski kicks, fires, and it's inside for ball 3. It was an 0-2 count, and now the count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Justin Wrobleski. He is on fire to start off this game. 4 strikeouts in 2 1/3 so far. And Adolis Garcia is up to bat. There's somebody that the Phillies would really like to see get going. It's this guy. And he stares at the slider that's in there for strike one. Wrobleski just attacking the strike zone. It's no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Everything is working for Wrobleski. Fastball was upstairs, and Garcia swung at it anyways. No balls, 2 strikes. Wrobleski gets set again, and the 0-2 pitch, another swing, and a foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia, and he fouls off the next pitch once more. No balls and 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia, who has a neon green sleeve. The 0-2, and another pitch that is actually taken inside for a ball. That looked like it was a strike. Dodgers decided not to challenge, and Garcia calls for time. That may have been a gift. 1-2 is the count to Garcia, and the pitch, and he stays alive. I kind of like the ABS system too, because if the catcher or the pitcher don't challenge a pitch like that, and they have the chance to do it, it's on them, you know. 1-2 to Garcia. Fly ball hit out over to deep left field, and that is going to be caught right on the track for out number 2. He just missed that home run. Had a chance, but it just died on the warning track, and the catch was made for out number 2. That was a mistake. It was thrown right down the middle as well. And here comes Stuart Baroa. Baroa's going to show bunt, and that's a foul ball. This guy was called up today for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 26 years old now. Played with the Blue Jays, and then he was with the Milwaukee Brewers. Only had 5 at-bats last year with Milwaukee, though. The 0-1 is in there for strike 2. The balls and 2 strikes to Stuart Baroa. It's cool, right? It is cool. 0-2 pitch, fly ball hit out over towards right, and a sliding catch made by Kyle Tucker, and the inning is over. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's a 2-0 game for the Dodgers. Audio is ahead of the video. I can't help it. People keep complaining about it. There's nothing I can do. You know, unless I was physically at the game, then I'd be up to date with everything. So, you know, it is what it is. Control what you can control. Oh, man. All right, so we're going to the bottom of the third. Andy Pages had a 3.7 WAR in 156 games last season. He has a 3.7 WAR in 56 games so far this season. Holy Toledo. You know, I remember the very first time that we faced Andy Pages. He was really struggling, and Dodgers fans were so upset because this guy was unplayable. I was hearing that from so many Dodgers fans. This guy can't play. He was batting like .056, and they had him in the 9 spot. And he was just like an automatic out. The amount of capability that he has had to turn his whole career around is really impressive when you really think about it. Obviously, everyone's going to remember the play that he made out in left center to send the game in the World Series to extras, but you know, he's just really turned out to be a really solid player. There's a reason why that he's batting number 2 now in the Dodgers lineup, and I could actually argue and say that he's the best hitter on the Dodgers. Really. Like, he has been fantastic for them. And I don't know, like I don't cover the Dodgers every day, but I just feel like that he doesn't get the love that he deserves. You know? Like, he's been really turning around his whole entire career because he was really striking out a lot at this time last year. You remember it too. Exactly. So it was quite interesting, to say the least. JJ, we're going to be up so late, so we'll be going to breakfast after the gym, says Dallas. That sounds good. Man. But yes. So we are going to go to the bottom of the third. Shout out to Dallas, by the way. You are the best. So happy to see you on here. I really am. Freeland is up, and he stares at strike one against Zack Wheeler. The count is 0-1. You know that Marsh is the second highest BABIP of all time? No. The balls and 2 strikes to Alex Freeland, who's hitting .228. Wheeler gets set right at the Phillies letters in the 0-2 pitch, and that is down for a ball. Wheeler, in his 7th season with the Phillies, a 2-time NL Cy Young runner-up candidate, and a 3-time NL All-Star. The 1-2 pitch, high for a ball. Zach has 31 pitches so far. We got 445 people tuning on in. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. 2-2 pitch, flied out over towards left. Marsh goes towards his right, now back towards his left, and makes the catch at the letters for out number 1. Nine, 1, and 2 were due up in the batting order. We got 131 of you who have hit the thumbs up button. We're trying to get to 300 again. So 1 out, bottom of the third, 2-0 Dodgers, and Ohtani is up, and Ohtani takes ball 1 outside at 81 miles per hour. 1 ball and no strikes to Shohei Ohtani. Wheeler gets set and fires, and Ohtani flies one out over to deep right field. Garcia looks up, and that ball is gone. 3 solo shots, all from left-handed hitters, against Zack Wheeler. That time it's Shohei Ohtani, and it's a 3-0 lead for L.A. And the crowd is on its feet. Another hanger left out over the middle. That looked like it was a slider there. And Ohtani was just able to crush it out to right. Leonard with a sub. Thank you so much, my friend. 1 out, bottom of the third. 3-0 Dodgers, and the pitch, swing and a miss. That was at 96 miles per hour. No balls, 1 strike to Andy Pages. Pages will take his time out of the box right now. He popped out over to second. His first time up. 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball hit over to short. Turner plays it on a hop. Throws it over to first. And there is out number 2. He's just a pure swinger. He has just such a great swing. Really. That was hit out over towards the Phillies bullpen. 2 outs, bottom of the third. And now it's Freddie Freeman's turn to come on up to the plate. And Freeman takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Ooh, coffee sounds good. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Here's Freddie, who homered his last time up. Took Wheeler the opposite way. Freeman's batting average sits at .275. He had his 8th homer of the season and at his 27th RBI. That's now 2 games in a row where he has homered. He's also extended his run streak to 5 games in a row. 6, really. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Freeman, Muncy, and Ohtani have homered. 2-2 pitch. Flied out over towards left. Marsh gets underneath it and makes the grab in front of the warning track. The long ball's been working for the Dodgers so far today. And we will go to the top of the 4th. It's 3-0 Dodgers out at Dodger Stadium. All right, as we go to the top of the 4th inning, it is now time for On This Day in Phillies history. Okay, so this is what we do. We do some really cool facts about things on this day in Phillies history. So let's talk about today. Today is May 29th. All right. On May 29th, in 1959, the game was tied out in Milwaukee in the bottom of the 9th, and Phillies pitcher Gene Conley tried to intentionally walk Joe Adcock. Adcock actually reached out to hit the ball, and he drove in Hank Aaron with the winning run. So remember how, before you could just put up the 4 fingers once upon a time, you actually had to pitch out in order for you to intentionally walk the batter. The catcher would stand, and then they catch the ball on the outside. That was how you would intentionally walk somebody, and you had to throw 4 pitches in a row like that. Well, Gene Conley tried to do that against Joe Adcock, and Adcock ended up reaching on a base hit to drive in Hank Aaron. In 1965 on this day, Dick Allen hit a 510-foot homer. It was over a sign and the roof of Connie Mack Stadium in what ended up being a 4-2 victory over the Chicago Cubs. And that was I think that was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the longest home run recorded in Phillies history. Somebody fact check me about that. Michael Jack Schmidt also announced his retirement in 1989 on this day. He hit just .203 for the season, and that was the lowest average that he had since his rookie season. And finally, Roy Halladay had his perfect game on this day in 2010. I was 12 years old. Actually, I was 11. Crazy. That was against the Florida Marlins. The Phillies only got their run on a error by Cameron Maben. I didn't actually remember that. That's interesting. Top of the 4th, and the pitch, and Schwarber ends up grounding out over to first on the very first pitch, and there's 1 away. Okay. Here comes Trey Turner to the plate. And Turner takes a called strike. Breakfast for dinner is always a good thing. Turner flies one out over towards deep right center field, and that's going to be dropped by the right fielder. Tucker and Pages couldn't communicate, and therefore Turner gets on with a double. That ball was hit over towards the gap. That was, I believe, Pages' ball, but Tucker, I think that he thought that Pages called him off, but that ended up not working out that way. And on the miscommunication, Turner's going to get a double out of it. And that's how the Phillies get their first hit of the day. It's just so bizarre. And here comes Bryce Harper. Harper is up to bat for Philadelphia. Make them pay. Wrobleski gets set and fires, and it's down and away for a ball. George! Tucker really should have caught that. That was really his fault. That was not Paz's fault. He was right there. 1-0 pitch. That was tight. It was a little bit inside. Yeah, that bounced off the tip of Tucker's glove. That's I stand corrected. He should have caught that. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch to Bryce Harper. That's a foul ball. Over towards the left side. RT is here. What's up, RT? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you on here. Two balls, 1 strike to Bryce. The 2-1 delivery. And he went around. The pitch was outside. No need to appeal. It's 2-2 to Harper. Bryce struck out in the first. Wrobleski struck out the side and got himself a 1-2-3 inning. The 2-2 pitch to Bryce, and that's the second time Harper is down on strikes. He swings and misses at the four-seamer, and there's 2 away. Just sailed outside, or towards the outside corner. Wrobleski's pitching really well. Gotta tell you. He's on fire. Now it's Alec Boehm's turn. I just fact-checked. It was a 529-foot homer. On the site, it said 510, but thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Was that the longest in Phillies franchise history? 0-1 pitch, and that's a pie for a ball. It was, for sure. 1-1 pitch. And Boehm fouls that one back over towards the right side. Wrobleski was an 11th round draft pick in 2021. Made his debut with the Dodgers in July of 2024. The 1-2 pitch to Boehm. And Boehm fouls that one back towards the screen. Boehm lifetime in his career against all of Dodgers pitching, 7 for 29. 1-2 pitch, bouncing ball hit over to third. Muncy plays it on the hop, throws it over to first, and the inning is over. So we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. By the way, they called that an error on Kyle Tucker, so that was an E9. So the Phillies still don't have a hit, is what I'm trying to say. So that's how Turner got on. And the inning is over. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-0 lead for the Dodgers on 3 big swings. Oh, man. And that was the longest. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Anyone see the meme of how Bryce eats tortilla chips? He puts the salsa in his mouth and then eats the chip. Oh, gosh. Everybody's been talking about it. Well, to be fair, he did that to himself, you know? So, I can't necessarily, blame him, you know? He did that to himself. I appreciate that, Bevo. I really appreciate you, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, man, covering more and more baseball. This is what we love to do. You know what I'm saying? We got a fundraising stream that we're doing on Monday, which I'm really excited about. We just love baseball. Yes, we're Philly freaks, and we obviously cover the Phillies, but I really want us to, I don't know, I feel like that there's a lot of room to grow on YouTube in the baseball world. There's so much potential with this. And I have a vision, and I feel like that we can really try to be able to grow and, be able to build more just baseball fans. I obviously, the number one target, of course, is my Philadelphia Phillies freaks. But as we do that, I don't know, doing the World Baseball Classic really made me rethink a lot of things. It really did. It made me understand that, we really have something magical going on here with baseball. And it's just so much fun. We can do so much good. We can really try to make an impact. And we did a charity stream 3 weeks ago in honor of my brother, and we raised $5,000. Like, that was awesome. You know? Like, we can really do something special with this. Here's Mookie Betts. And that's taken for a ball. We raised about $5,000 for Familial Dysautonomia Foundation. And we did it in honor of my brother who passed away from familial dysautonomia in 2020. 1-0 pitch. That's inside for ball 2 to Mookie Betts. Wheeler gets set, kicks, deals. And it's off the plate for ball 3. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Oh, you like the Vikings too? Larry's a Vikings fan. 3 balls, 1 strike, bottom of the 4th. Betts is up to bat. Wheeler gets set and fires. And this pitch is grounded over towards the right side. Stott plays it on a hop, throws it over to first. And that is in time for the out. I can't get invested anymore. There's Don Mattingly, played 14 seasons in Major League Baseball. Obviously spent his entire career with the New York Yankees. Tucker, up to bat. And the pitch is fouled back towards the screen. I don't know if you guys realize this, but the last 3 Phillies managers were a part of the New York Yankees. Joe Girardi, manager for the Yankees. Rob Thompson, bench coach for the Yankees. And Don Mattingly, player for the Yankees. 1 ball, 1 strike. And coach too. He was coach too for the Yankees, wasn't he? 1-1 pitch. That's down for ball 2. If you guys want to check out Diamond Zone, Diamond Zone is basically like MLB Red Zone. It's the Major League Baseball version of Red Zone where we do like live look-ins for big-time plays. If there's bases loaded in a game or if there's a big-time situation, it's really, really cool. The 2-1 pitch to Kyle Tucker. It's in there for strike 2. The Phillies have not gotten a hit today. The Dodgers have gotten 3. They were allowed hits. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Zack Wheeler gets himself another strikeout. Drop another chair in the chat for Wheels. That is strikeout number 4 for Zack. And here's Max Muncy, who ended up hitting a solo shot his last time up. Ohtani, Muncy, and Freeman have homered in this game. The pitch to Max, inside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. The pitch, inside, not by much for ball 2. Two-0 pitch. That's down for ball 3. It is 3 balls and no strikes. We got 459 of you rocking with us here on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. 3-0 pitch. Muncy pops this one up. Out in foul ground. Harper does not have room. It'll be a souvenir. Muncy wasn't happy about that. He thought that that was the pitch for him to whack. Samuel says, who's going to get a home run this inning? I believe it's Kyle Tucker's turn. Unfortunately, my friend, you are wrong. 3-1 pitch on the way. That's called a strike. Looked a little bit low, but Muncy won't challenge. It was a good pitch, but it did look a little bit low. Wheeler got the call, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the 3-2 pitch. There's a bouncer hit over to first. Harper has it on the hop, takes it right to the bag, and we're going to go to the 5th inning. Can the Phillies get on the board? We'll see. 3-0 Dodgers. Phillies are going to come back on up to the plate, and it'll be Stott, Realmuto, and Marsh due up in the batting order. Boy, oh boy. Oh, man. All right, so my Dodgers fans that are on here, I'm speaking to you. I want to hear about you guys. What got you, how did you get the bug, okay? How did the Dodgers bug bite you? When did you become a Dodgers fan is essentially what I'm asking. Have you gone to any games? What's your favorite moment as a Dodgers fan? What was your favorite ballpark experience as a Dodgers fan? That was my question to you. Those were all my questions. I just threw like 5 fastballs at you. Sorry about that. But yeah, I want to hear about your Dodgers upbringing. And to my Phillies fans, of course. Probably should have led with the Phillies first. If I do have any Phillies fans on here for the first time, I really would like to hear about how you guys got into the Phillies as well. If you obviously have been coming on here for a while, tell me something that I don't actually know about your Phillies fandom. I would like to hear something that I have not heard. Something that I don't think a lot of people know about me is that I was really lucky when I was young. I was a part of the Junior Phillies Club when I was a kid, and I was one of 30 kids that was selected to go onto the field. And it was the first game of the NLDS. It was one of the games during the NLDS, I'm sorry. That was the game that Shane Vittorino hit the grand slam against Milwaukee. Can somebody remind me if it was that the first game of the NLDS? I forget. But regardless, it was that day. And I got to meet Joe Blanton. I got to pitch to Joe Blanton. I got to run the bases with Davey Lopes. Rest in peace to Davey Lopes, by the way. And Smith, who was the third base coach. And I got to take batting practice with Milt Thompson. And that was really awesome. Thank you so much, Bevo. I really appreciate you, man. I do. Here we go. Top of the 5th. And it's Bryson Stott's turn to come on up to the plate. That's in there for a strike. My parents are Phillies fans. I was born into it, and the Phillies are the only team from Philly I actually like. Really? So you're not an Eagles fan. You're not a Union fan. You're not a Flyers fan. You're not a Sixers fan. Interesting. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bryson Stott. The pitch. And a foul ball hit back towards the screen. That's right. No. We're all baseball fans. That's the way that I look at it. You know? You never have hate for the opponent teams or fans. I really like that about you. There's some YouTubers that just hate opponents' fans and they just block them. I know. I know that I don't understand. You know, it's one thing like if people are like coming on into like the chat and stuff and they're just being disrespectful, like that's But if you're like, well, I can't mess with you because you're a Braves fan, like, come on. We can disagree. We can have discussions, and we can still try to get along. That's the way that I look at it. 1-2 pitch to Stott. Swing and a miss. And Bryson Stott is down on strikes. Justin Wrobleski is just really doing an awesome job so far for the Dodgers. He has 6 strikeouts in 4 1/3. And has not allowed anything. Nada. There's my uncle's Jim Tomei. Yeah, I don't believe that. Prove it. The pitch is in there for a strike. I have a hotline. 610-314-0844. Send me proof. 0-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball. True story, 50 years a Phillies fan has contributed significantly to my cynicism and skepticism. No balls and 2 strikes to JT, and the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Wrobleski has been masterful so far in this game. 4 2/3 and 8 strikeouts for Justin Wrobleski. Another one. Yikes. Jason Jones. We got the same initials. And we got the same first name. Dodgers fan since early 80s and also lived in L.A. for a while, living now in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Just got the Dodgers in D.C. last month. That's awesome. Good for you, my friend. 1 ball, no strikes to Brandon Marsh. And here's the pitch. And that is in there for a called strike. It's a 3-0 Dodgers lead. The Phillies have nobody on and 2 outs. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. They are just late on his 4-seamers. They are just so tardy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 to Brandon Marsh. Another swing and a miss. That one went up to 96. Justin Wrobleski just continues to just toy with the Phillies lineup tonight. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Dodgers. He strikes out the side and gets another 1-2-3 inning for the 2nd time today. Unreal. L.A. Lakers fan. What's up, Lakers fan? How you doing? Kobe Bryant is from Philadelphia. Absolutely, he is. Definitely. He is from Philly. I just joined the Phillies because the Cubs are broken organizationally. So you had to change. You were like, you know what? I'm done with the Cubs. I have to move on. I put in my resignation letter. I said goodbye to the fan base, and now I'm coming on over to Philadelphia. Bad owners. I'm done with that. And I lived near Philly for a few years, so it made sense. Also Kyle Schwarber, because he is a former Cub. I hear you on that. I understand you. Justin says, my grandparents on my mom's side were huge Phillies fans. I grew up with it. I would watch playoff baseball with my grandma, and she had her rally towel going into her 90s. That's so awesome. Great stories. It's so cool. Philly is a hardcore fan base, and I like Harper. That's the thing, you know, like, I don't always agree with, like, you know, I know that we can be really tough on our team, obviously, and rightfully so. Like, there's times, like, where you obviously have to be really tough on them, like, when there's really tough times. Absolutely. But when any team in Philadelphia is on a tear, you get absolutely loved. And there's a big misconception about this whole boo thing. Like, Philly fans only boo because they want to get the best out of their players. It's a blue-collar mentality city, and people just don't understand that. And it's really tough, you know, unless you see it, like, all the time. But this city really shows up for their players, and they worship you. You know, if you're a legend, like, you don't have to pay for a beer, and you get absolutely loved by everybody. Will Smith is up to bat. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over to deep right center field, and that ball is going to go as well. Zack Wheeler has given up 4 solo shots today, and it comes against Will Smith. That's the next one. That went 388 feet, and Will Smith takes one out to right center. Ay, ay, ay. Zack Wheeler has given up 4 solo home runs. Those are all the 4 hits. They're all home runs. Insane. It's Alex Call's turn in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Zack Wheeler has not allowed 4 homers in a game in a very, very long time. The pitch. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike. I actually don't think he's ever allowed 4 homers in a game. The pitch. Now it's 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 delivery. That's down for ball 3. Yeah, I don't think he's ever done it. Three balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's going to be chopped foul. Ties his career high June 16, 2024 at Baltimore. Got you. They were on it. They beat me to it. Three balls, 2 strikes. That's to Alex Call. Next pitch. And that's fouled back towards the screen. I got to admit, if I wasn't a Phillies fan, I'd be a Dodgers fan. Oh, man. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. And another foul ball by Alex Call. Ten homers allowed in 5 starts at Dodger Stadium for Zack Wheeler for tonight. 3 balls and 2 strikes and the 3-2 pitch, and that is called ball 4. And so there's a walk allowed by Wheeler, and Call gets on base. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure that you guys turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and also Eagles football. We got 451 people tuning on in, 167 of you have hit the thumbs up button. We are 33 likes away from 200. Here's the pitch. That'll be in there for a called strike. It's Freeland. No balls, 1 strike. Wheeler fires, and it's inside and high for a ball. Alex Freeland is actually hitting .236 against righties and only .167 against lefties. 21 hits and 89 at-bats against right-handed pitching, with 2 homers and 8 runs batted on in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wheeler kicks and deals, and it's a little bit inside for ball 2. Innkeeper, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it, my friend. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Yeah, this offense has really been struggling. 2-1 pitch, grounded over towards second to throw the shortstop. There's 1, and the throw back over to first, and that's in time for a 4-6-3 double play. Wheeler just has not been doing a good job, but the Dodgers are taking credit, or they're taking advantage of the hangers out over the middle. They're just a really good team, and you can't make any of those types of mistakes against these types of hitters, that's for sure. 4-6-3 double play, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning, and here comes Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani swings and misses, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Been a Braves fan all my life, but this channel has slowly turned me into a Phillies fan. Let's go. No balls, 1 strike to Shohei Ohtani. And here's the 0-1, and that is up high and inside for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's inside for ball 2. Do people actually believe in the jinx? Like, I know some people actually do, but I don't know. Like, do you actually believe in the jinx? Is that like an actual thing? Frankie from Boomerville, PA, tapping on in. What's up, Frank? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Frankie? 3 balls, 1 strike. And the 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's in there for strike 2. This is a great job, Andrew. We're going to win now. Oh, man. I love you guys. You guys are funny. The 3-2 pitch to Ohtani. That ball was lined foul. It's not a jinx. It's scripted. Exactly. Exactly. It's definitely scripted. I know how this game ends. I'm putting you through this. Larry called me a prophet. Actually, I called myself a... No, it was you. Larry did call me a prophet. It's funny. Ohtani just fouled one off. It's 3-2. Wheeler kicks, fires, and Ohtani's going to line one out to center for a base hit. And so there's a 2-out single here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Shohei Ohtani. And he's over at first base, and he gets on with a 2-out single. He gets aboard for the 2nd time today. Nope, you can't actually make mistakes with us because we will capitalize. That's right. That's right. I did until the Cubs won in 2016. I thought you were going to say I jinxed the Kerry Wood game. I was like, wait, that was you? The pitch. That's going to be taken by Andy Pages. I don't believe in jinxes, but I believe in Danhausen curses. Interesting. First pitch was for a strike. Next pitch to Pages. This is going to be floated towards the right side. Stott gets under it, though, and makes the grab. And the inning is over. It's a 4-0 ball game. We're going to go to the 6th inning. Phillies getting blanks so far on all parts of the stat sheet. We'll see if they can try to get some noise here in the top of the 6th. Okay. Garcia, Baroa. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to saying that. That's great. Garcia, Baroa, and Schwarber are due on up at the plate. We'll see how they do. Luck is a real thing in sports. It's true. That is true. But yeah, good stories on the baseball stuff. I like some of those stories. Those were really, really cool. L'chaim, cheers. Giants lead at 5-3. Now 6-3 against the Colorado Rockies. That is in the top of the 9th inning out at Coors Field. The Yankees have a 7-1 advantage. That game is currently in the bottom of the 6th out in Sacramento. The Mariners lead at 3-1 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. If we do take a look at the NL West standings, the Diamondbacks and the Padres are tied for 2nd. They are each 4.5 games in back of the Dodgers for the NL West division. Now, on the NL East side of things, the Philadelphia Phillies are way in back of the Atlanta Braves. They are 9 games in back of Atlanta, They'll be 9.5 games in back if they lose tonight. And they'll only be a half a game above the Washington Nationals. They're now 2 games over 500. They're looking to try to get their 30th win of the season. The Padres did win today against the Washington Nationals. They won 7-5. Jackson Merrill had a 2-run shot in the 7th to give them the lead. And that was a big-time home run. That was the difference of the game. How did the Hurricanes did win? Okay. The Hurricanes did win. Wrobleski kicks and deals, and the pitch is outside to Adolis Garcia for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. Garcia fouls it back. Wrobleski has 67 pitches so far in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We are 49 subscribers away from getting to 10,400 subscribers, chat. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-1 pitch to Garcia. That is down and inside for ball 2. Can I pitch, Don? 2-1 pitch and a foul ball. Wrobleski has 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia. The 2-2 pitch. And there's a chopper hit over towards Mookie Betts' way. The throw over to first is dug out by Freeman. And the first out is made in the top of the 6th. And Stuart Baroa is up next. Let's go. Still got 461 people tapping on in. Dude, this is awesome. Here's the pitch. And a slider at the knees for strike 1 to Stewart, who lined out to right his first time up. There's the 0-1, and that's a foul ball. You know, as Phillies fans, we obviously praise Harry Kalas. And, you know, we loved Harry. And we talk about him a lot. But as a Dodgers fan, I would like to know, just from your perspective, like, did you have a favorite call from Vin Scully? For those of you who listen to him, or obviously I know Joe Davis does the games, and he does a great job. It's no balls and 2 strikes. But let me know down below. 0-2 pitch. It's a foul ball. But yeah, I loved listening to Harry. I appreciate you, man. The ball's 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. That is down for ball 1. "75 pitches for Justin Wrobleski. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch, and a called strike 3. That is the 10th strikeout for Justin Wrobleski. He has been unbelievable tonight and just continues to shine like a diamond out there. Bryce should be traded to sell the team. Here's Kyle Schwarber. And Schwarber takes a called strike on the outside edge. Kyle's average is at .235, 21 homers, and 30 runs batted on in. The 0-1 pitch. It's down in the way for a ball. I wasn't born to see, but everyone I talk say about Kirk Gibson's walk-off. Honestly, my favorite from Vin is right before every game. It's time for Dodgers baseball. The pitch to Schwarber. High drive. Hit out over to deep center field. Bye-bye baseball! The no-hitter is gone. The shutout is gone. And the Phillies are on the board. comes Trey Turner, and on the first pitch, he's going to fly one out over towards right center field. It'll stay in the ballpark. The catch is made by Tucker, and the inning is over. We're going to go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's a 4-1 ball game. Kyle Schwarber goes deep out to dead center field, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. Phillies do get a run back. 4-1 L.A. Man, oh man, good to see you, JJ. Hope the Phillies can somehow get back in this game, says Trish Holmes. Yeah, me too. I hope so as well. Just saw Ben Rice go deep again for the New York Yankees. Hey, JJ, she is gone. She is gone from the 88 series. And Vin's call of Koufax's perfect game. That's a good one. She is gone. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one. I think Vin was the announcer the night the ball went through Buckner's legs. Yep, he was. Behind the bag. Yep. That was him. He was like, the thing about Vin was that Vin was just such a great storyteller. He really was. Vin really understood what radio was all about. And he just painted such a great picture. And he was just very, not even just very descriptive, but he had a great vocabulary, but he just felt like he was just in another realm every time he put that headset on. And he really cared about the audience and really thought about, okay, how do I paint a picture? Because people can obviously see the game on TV, but when you have people that are just listening to the radio, you really have to be the eyes and the ears, and you have to also just, be as descriptive as possible. And this sort of is like radio. It's not radio though. You're talking to people in the chat, you're trying to be a conductor, right? You got the orchestra, you got the violins, you guys are the violins, then you got the game itself, which is, the strings and the drums or whatever it is. You have different types of things, and then over on my monitors, I got my stats, I got Twitter up here, and my job is to really figure out how to include everybody into this. It's an interesting problem. I feel like that I just I like to go through, there's challenges. Here's Freddie Freeman, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Second pitch is fouled off by Freddie. No balls, 2 strikes. Wheeler gets set at the Phillies letters. He kicks, he fires, and it's in the dirt for a ball. Mine is also the Gibby home run. That's right. There's a lot of good ones. What about the Albert Pujols story? I have to actually go back and listen to that. 1-2 pitch. That misses outside for ball 2. Thank you, Innkeeper, for the sub. 2-2 pitch. This is going to be popped up out over towards the third base side. Bohm has just enough room and makes the catch in foul territory right in front of the netting. He had to turn over his shoulder, run over towards his right. He reached up, he caught it, made an excellent catch. He was a little bit off balance, but he got there. And a big out there recorded from Alec Bohm. And it's Mookie Betts' turn to come on up to the plate. That was a foul out over to third. And Betts stares at strike 1. At the knees, it was a slider. 0-1 pitch. Grounded over towards short. Picked up by Turner. The throw on over to first, and that's in plenty of time for out number 2. You had me happy, JJ. You shouldn't have said Trey hits it deep. Well, you know what? Yeah, I definitely He hit it over towards the warning track. I'll make sure that I say that the next time It was pretty deep. I mean, how can you tell? You're watching it on a monitor, and it looks like it's gonna be at least pretty deep, but not deep enough to go out of the park. You know, the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. How can I tell? I appreciate it, man. No balls, one strike. The pitch. It's popped up. Where is it? Out over towards the left field line. Marsh has plenty of room. Comes towards his right and makes the catch. And the inning is over. Time to go to the 7th. Harper will lead things off when the Phillies do return. All right. Time for another sip of water. I predict a clean inning for Wrobleski. We'll see. That's right. Exactly. Yep. But no, I know exactly where the ball's going to land. Oh, man. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. There was a prank call. I don't know if you guys watch like the Mike Francesca prank call compilations, but I love listening to them. Sometimes that's just like my ASMR at night at times. That and classic baseball on the radio. I love to listen to that. But Mike Francesca got a call one time, and they were like, the caller literally said to him, you almost had that final score prediction right, Mike, during that Jets game. They only lost by a point. It cost me like $45, and he hangs up on the guy, and he's like, "You're a fool." You're a fool. You know, you really you calling into my show, and you say that I cost you money. Like, you're a fool. Get a life. Go shovel some snow. It's funny. Cracks me up. Favorite ballpark food? I'm going to be biased, okay? I really love crab fries from the Phillies games. I really do. I'll tell you, the hot dog that I got out in Chicago, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I have to say. It was good. Here comes Bryce Harper. He's usually pretty good. The pitch, swing and a miss. The count is 0-1. The ball is one strike to Bryce. And the pitch, swing and a miss. And so it's no balls and 2 strikes to Harper. The pitch to Bryce. It's downstairs and outside. Harper has white batting gloves on. He has the bat over his shoulder. And the 1-2 stares at it in the dirt for ball 2. But yeah, I do like the crab fries. Ice cream, though, in the helmet is pretty good. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, it's sharply over towards the right side. Second baseman plays it on a hop. That's Freeland, and they'll throw it over to first, and that's in plenty of time for the out. The first out of the inning. So that's 4-3 on the ground out. We got a postgame show after this. Don't you worry, we have a lot to talk about. Alec Bohm is going to come on up to the plate with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch to Alec is outside for a ball. Is at 94 miles per hour. The 1-0 pitch, and Bohm skies this one, throws the bat down. It's hit right over to Freeland's way. He shimmies towards his left, now towards his right, and makes the grab for the second out of the inning. Boy, oh boy. The Rockies tied it in the ninth against the Giants. Holy smokes. They were down 6-3 going into the ninth inning, and they just tied it up. That's insane. Here comes Stotts, and the pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards right center field. On the track is Tucker, and he just calls off Pages to make the grab, and the inning is over. We're going to go to the bottom of the seventh. It's a 4-1 Dodgers lead. Muncy, Smith, and Call are due on up to bat for the Dodgers. All right, I'm going to ask you a Philadelphia Phillies trivia question. And if you get it right, you'll hear this. If, however, you get it wrong, you will hear this. Okay, so my question to you is this. Which Phillies player hit a pinch hit home run in the NLCS against the Dodgers in 2008? Phillies player who had a pinch hit in the NLCS in 2008 against the Dodgers. Yingling for the win. I'm sober. Drink 1 or 6 for me. Paul got it. Let's go. Let's go. Paul got it. Matt Stairs is correct. Yes, sir. Nova got it. Who else got it? Let's go, baby. Went a little bit easy. Christopher got it. Let's go. Haley says Matt Stairs. Trish says Matt Stairs. I like Miller Lite. Those are my types of drinks. Cooper DeJean. That is incorrect. Stairs rips one out into the night. It's a good call. It's a good call. I gotta admit. Herman got it. Matt Stairs. Let's go. I had to go easy on you, chats. This has been a tough game for the Phillies, so I had to sort of make it easy, you know? Tim Mays is going to pitch. Zack Wheeler gave up 4 solo shots tonight, and his night is done. 1 ball, no strikes. Tim Mesa. And Mesa kicks, fires, and it's a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Excuse. And the pitch. Bouncing ball hit back over to Mesa's way. He'll jog on over to first. And the flip over to first is in plenty of time for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th. So Muncy is out. And Smith is going to come on up to the plate. The way he's going, Harper might miss the All-Star game. And it's in Philly this year. 250th anniversary. Yep. I don't know. I mean, Harper's had a good season overall, but I don't know if he's going to be an all-star. I don't know. The ball's 1 strike to Will Smith. Here's the 0-1. That's a line drive, and that's a fair ball down the left field corner. And Marsh is going to get over to it. Oh, it was called a foul ball? My mistake. Thought it hit the line. Let's look again. Replay. Yep, that's a foul ball. What's going on? JJ, look alive out there. That was foul. To be fair, not going to make an excuse. That was on me. No balls and 2 strikes. I'll take the L for that. The 0-2 pitch. And that is just barely inside for a ball. They have an aerial shot at Dodger Stadium. I do have to make my way over there sometime. 1-2 pitch. That's inside for ball 2. Does anybody actually know anybody that's going to Iowa this year for the Field of Dreams game for the Phillies? 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. And there's out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Drop a chair in the chat for our boy Tim Mesa. Broxton. Ooh, man. Broxton's good. Broxton did very, very well. I couldn't believe that we beat Jonathan Broxton. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch on the way to Alex Call. That's a fly ball hit out over towards left. Marsh gets underneath it. Is there. And he'll make the catch. We're going to go to the 8th inning. It's a 4-1 Dodgers lead. JT, Marsh, and Garcia are going to come on up to the plate. Got to give Wrobleski credit. He's been dealing tonight. He's been doing really, really well. And look, okay. Obviously, during the post-game show, we are gonna be talking about things, okay? Because there are things that I'm really not happy about tonight. But 2 things can be true. Wrobleski pitched very well, but the Phillies just didn't execute well, and I have to say something about that. Not sure on the Field of Dreams, but a friend of my dad is on a trip right now. They went to the games in San Diego, and now the Dodgers. Oh, that's so cool. That is awesome, man. That small ball was working, but you got to get runners on base. That's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. Oh, boy. Okay. So we're going to the 8th inning. It's a 4-1 lead for the Dodgers. Don't forget, folks, we're going to be on tomorrow afternoon. We got a 4:10 game, and then we got the Phillies at 10:10 tomorrow. So that'll be fun. I believe that we're doing which game is winning the poll? Let's double check that right now. How are we doing on the likes, by the way, mods? How are we doing on those likes? I would like to hear down below. Let's go. What is winning on the poll? So we got 55% Astros Brewers, 45% Marlins versus Mets. Okay. So I'm going to end the poll after the game is done. If you guys actually want to go vote on the poll, you can. I'm going to post it right now. It's right over here. That's the link to the poll. Good stuff. I hate to say it, but it's time to move on from Stott and Bohm. They just aren't getting it done. It's just the Field of Dreams in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, and tickets are so expensive you may not go. I mean, it's a pretty special game, though, you know? Edgardo Henriquez, like, it's another, like, one of those, like, once-in-a-lifetime experiences, you know? $196. Let's go, baby. Let's go. The pitch to JT. That's a foul ball. Hit on out of play. Henriquez is pitching. Wrobleski, his night is done. Justin Wrobleski pitched very, very well for the Dodgers. He went 7 innings. He struck out 9. Just gave up 1 hit, and it was the solo home run. 0-1 pitch. That's called a ball. Henriquez fires it at 101, but let's see if this is going to be overturned. Dodgers challenge, and it will be. 2-0, let's go! Thank you so much for the 200 likes. Drop the 200s in the chat. Let's go, baby. Drop those fires in the chats. No balls, 2 strikes. Chandler Simpson is really good. No balls, 2 strikes to JT Realmuto. Henriquez gets set at the Dodgers letters, and Henriquez is going to get called for a pitch clock violation. He sort of slipped on the mound as he was winding up. I don't usually see that a lot of times. Thank goodness there was a runner on base for his sake, because that would have been a balk. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch to JT. And that ball is popped up towards the right side. Freeman's there, makes the grab. 1 away, top of the 8th. You know, Kyle Schwarber just passed Joe DiMaggio on the all-time home run list with that home run. With the home run that he had back in the 6th inning. Here's Brandon Marsh up to bat. And the pitch to Brandon is taken down for a ball. Henriquez is firing at 101 miles per hour. This guy throws gas. 1 ball, no strikes to Brandon Marsh. Henriquez gets set and fires, and Marsh is going to fly one out over towards right center field, and that ball is going to hit off the Bank of America sign out in center field. Marsh goes over to second, and he gets on with a stand-up double, and he's over at second base. All right, so let's go. That is the 2nd extra base hit today for Philadelphia. That's their 2nd hit, period. Charge! It's Adolis Garcia's turn. We'll see if he can get on here. Missed a homer in his first at-bat. The pitch to Garcia, and the chopper hit over to short. Betts has it, throws it over to first, and 2 away. Got on top of that pitch. That's my beard. Let's go, baby. If we're keeping Paul George, we're keeping Alec Bohm. Why, is that a city thing? 2 outs, a runner over at third. Barroa is up, and the pitch. Line drive, base hit out to center field. That'll cut the deficit in half as Marsh jogs on home. Barroa gets caught up today, and he comes through with an RBI single. Stuart Barroa gets himself an RBI, and Dave Roberts is going to make a move. That is going to do it for Henriquez. We'll see who he brings on in as Kyle Schwarber is going to come on up to the plate and represent the tying run. Let's go, baby. Ring the bell. Nice. We're not done yet, baby. Let's go. We're not done. Nope, we're not. It's Friday night. 2 more minutes till midnight. Let's go, baby. Kyle Schwarber is up to bat. We'll see who he faces in just a little bit. Let's go, baby. It'd be great to get Zack Wheeler a no decision. And it'd be great to at least tie the game right now. That's what I'm feeling. 3 hits today for the Phillies, 5 for the Dodgers, 4 solo shots has been the difference of the game. The Dodgers will bring in Alex Vesia This season, Vesia has a 2.41 earned run average. In 23 games, 9 walks, 25 strikeouts, and 18 2/3 of an inning. Schwarber, in his career against Vesia, is 0 for 8 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Just wanted to throw that out there. We'll see if he can beat him. That would be something. That would really be something. Oh, boy. Folks, if you are new to my channel, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Here is Kyle Schwarber in the box. Vesia has a .96 whip, and batters are hitting 138 against him. He's ready to fire the first pitch, and here it is, and that's called a strike. 85 on the gun. It caught the outside edge, and Schwarber's behind in the count 0-1 here. No balls, 1 strike to Kyle Schwarber. Vesia kicks, fires, and it's down and away for a ball. 2 pitches that were off speed. Schwarber has the most homers against left-handed pitching since 2025 at 30. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baroa is over at first. Vesia gets set and deals, and that's upstairs for ball 2. Trey Turner waits in the on-deck circle. Two and 1 is the count to Kyle Schwarber. And the pitch. And Schwarber swings and misses. He was early. He wanted that. He wanted to fish and swing for the fences there. Just could not catch up to the off-speed pitch. 2-2 to Kyle Schwarber. And he steps out of the box. Comes back on in. And Vesia ready to fire again. Let's see what he throws. Vesia gets set at the letters. Kicks. Deals. And it's outside for ball 3. Not a fastball thrown to Kyle Schwarber so far. Three balls, 2 strikes. Vesia kicks, deals, swing and a miss. Didn't get a fastball there either, and Vesia's all fired up, and he gets the strikeout to end the inning. It was outside. Schwarber got fooled. He sort of half swung at it, and he goes back to the dugout. Phillies do get a run back, but they're down 4-2 as they go to the bottom of the 8th out at Dodger Stadium. Oh, man. That was too bad. So the Dodgers will have Freeland, Ohtani, and Pages due on up to bat. I was thinking he was not going to get a fastball. And I was thinking that he was going to stay outside. And Schwarber swung at it. Too bad. I'm friends with a guy who works with a dude whose cousin used to live down the street from Baroa. So this is really special for me. That's a full circle moment, man. That's awesome. Not during, he finished the season with his hand taped together to not miss the playoffs, and it had amputated in the offseason to avoid missing the next year. Who are we talking about? I missed that. All right, chat. All right, let's get to 300. How we doing on those likes? It is 12:03 a.m. Eastern time. Let's go. We got 440 of you still rocking with us. 440 people still tapping on into this game. That's unbelievable to me. 204 of you have hit the thumbs up button, which means that over 200 of you have not hit the thumbs up button. Let's go. What are we waiting for? Let's go, baby. Hitting the thumbs up button is free. We need 95 more to get to 300. That was our goal. We're going to get there. Let's do it. Let's go. Love you guys, by the way. Ohtani with another home. Oh, maybe. Vesia is a stud. He's really good. Alex Vesia is very, very good. Let's go, baby. I thought he lost the tip during the game and continued the places, Larry. All right, let's go. All right, bottom of the 8th. Meza is still pitching, and he'll have to face Miguel Rojas here. Rojas batting .400 at home in 17 games. Let's go. We got 212 likes. Keep hitting that thumbs up button. The pitch. Nad's taken down for a ball. Ohtani waits in the on-deck circle. We are also 43 subscribers away from getting to 10,400. 1-1 pitch. That sails down in the way for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Miguel Rojas. The 2-1 pitch. And Rojas pops this one up and skies it towards the first base side. Harper will run out of room. And he won't be able to make the catch. Hitting the like button is free. Apple TV is not. Watching the Phillies hit is not free. But hitting the like button is. I should use that more. 2-2. Popped up. Hit out over towards the right side. And Stott is there to make the grab. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Shohei Ohtani is going to come on up to the plate. Ohtani hit one 374 feet in the 3rd inning. And they'll face Meza again, or for the first time, I should say. And Ohtani is now 3 for 4 as he slaps a single back up the middle. And Baroa gets over to it, cuts it off. And Shohei Ohtani is 3 for 4 today. Got it right back up the middle. And now it's Andy Pages' turn to come on up. Ohtani struck out in the 1st, homered in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, and singled in the 8th. The pitch is down and inside for ball 1. The Dodgers are actually 3rd in all of baseball in hitting. They have the 3rd most hits, I should say. The team that has the 2nd most hits is the Pirates. They have 495 hits. The Braves have 507. The Phillies are 26th in all of baseball in hits with 428. One ball, 1 strike. Meza kicks, fires, and it's high for ball 2. As far as stolen bases go, the Phillies actually have more steals than the Dodgers do. The Dodgers are 24th. They're tied for 24th with the team that is on the other side of L.A. The pitch, there's a fly ball hit out over towards deep right center field. That'll stay in the yard, though. The catch is made. Ohtani tied up from first. He won't go over to second. That was a really good throw by Baroa. That ball just stayed in the yard. Pages thought maybe that was going to go. Phillies actually have 43 steals. That's tied for 10th. They're tied with the White Sox. And it's Freddie Freeman's turn. Freeman 1 for 3 with a solo home run. The pitch to Freddie. And it's down in the way for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Freddie Freeman. Lefty versus lefty. And the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. We got a postgame show after this. Please make sure that you guys calling into the postgame show. I know it is a late one. But if you guys want to give your thoughts, because I really have a lot of thoughts. And, I might look calm right now, but wait till you see the temperature check after the game is done. 1-1 pitch. That's down for ball 2. It might be a little bit different. I'll put it to you that way. Two balls, 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. The 2-1 pitch to Freddie. That's inside and low for ball 3. Three-one pitch and a called strike 2. I am going to actually have an honest question with you guys during the postgame show, and I really want to hear what your answers are. I do. 3-2 pitch to Freeman, grounded over to third. Bohm picks it up, throws it over to first, and we're going to go to the 9th inning. So the Phillies have their final chance. Harper will lead things off in the top of the 9th as they trail 4-2 to the Dodgers. All right, one last time. Where are we tapping on in from tonight? I'll give you a shout-out. Make sure that you guys let us know down below. And please hit the thumbs up button. If you have not done so already, we're trying to get to 300 likes. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Post-game show after this should be interesting. It should be. Let's make sure that we get this right. We'll take a 5-minute break after the game is done, and then we'll do a post-game show. Then we'll take phone calls. And if you want to text on in, you can. If you want to leave a voicemail, you can. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. Andrew from Texas, what's going on, Andrew? What's up? Scott from Sydney, Australia, what's going on, Scott? How you doing? Let's go. Pittsburgh in the chat, what's up, long ball? I'm from Southeast Kentucky, says Carlos. What's up, Carlos? Hello to you. High five. Let's go. Nova says I'm checking in from my living room recliner. Shout out to Nova's living room recliner. I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. It's not good. What's up, my friend? Tuning in from the Stadium District in South Philadelphia. This is Philly Sports on Top. Love it. Love, love, love it. Good stuff. All right. All right, top of the 9th inning. Phillies are down to their final 3 outs against the Dodgers. Still got 437 people tapping on in. 229 of you have hit the thumbs up button. And we are now 70 likes away from getting to 300. I have strong opinions on the Bauer situation. Let's go. All right. By the way, mods, watch out for the trolls if we get Dodgers people coming on in here. Just watch. And again, not all Dodgers people are bad, but during the playoffs last year, we had a lot of trolls. A lot of trolls. So be ready. Trey Turner is up to bat. And sorry, I said Harper would lead it off, but I forgot that Turner is up first because Schwarber made the final out. Tanner Scott is going to pitch. He has a 1.19 ERA this year. He's actually been doing a really good job for them. First pitch was for a strike. Turner is 0 for 3. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Turner was a Dodger once upon a time. Got traded in the Max Scherzer deal with Max Scherzer to the Dodgers. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch to Turner. That's flied off the end of the bat out over towards right. And Kyle Tucker waits for it and makes the grab for out number 1. Miguel Rojas is now over at second base for Alex Freeland, and here comes Bryce Harper to the plate. Harper is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out in tonight's game. White batting gloves for Bryce, and the first pitch, swing and a miss. A violent swing from Bryce Harper, and he was late on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike, the pitch, and it's inside for a ball. It's not your fault, Andrew. We have the same thing with us too. Like, really. 1-1 pitch, and that's a foul ball. We have those two. I like to call them the fan trolls. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. And the 1-2 on the way to Bryce, and that's fouled back towards the screen. Absolutely. Absolutely, you guys did. Randy tuning on in from New Jersey. Shout out to you, man. 1-2 is the count to Bryce Harper against Tanner Scott. The pitch to Bryce. Another foul ball. It's working up the pitch count. Tomorrow, same time, same place. 10:10 is the next Phillies versus Dodgers game. We'll be on for that. The 1-2 pitch to Harper, swing and a miss. And Bryce is down on strikes, 98 miles per hour, and the Phillies are down to their final outs. It's up to Alec Bohm. 2 away, top of the 9th. The pitch to Alec. It's down for a ball. This will be challenged by the Dodgers, I believe. Yes, it will. That was ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch, and that's called a strike right at the knees on the outside corner. Tomorrow, it'll be Andrew Painter for the Phillies. He'll be on the bump. And the next pitch is taken just a bit down for ball 2. So it's 2-1, and Roki Sasaki is going to be on the hill for the Dodgers. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alec Bohm. And the pitch, a little bit outside for ball 3, not by much. 3 balls, 1 strike. Got to be careful here. Scott gets set just at the belt. Kicks, fires. And Bohm fouls this one away, and the Phillies are down to their final strike. Criticism tuning in from Camden. Nice. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. Scott kicks, fires, and Bohm's going to fly one out over to deep right field. It'll stay in the ballpark, though, and catching it right shy of the track is Tucker. And the game is over. The Dodgers take game 1 out at Dodger Stadium against the Philadelphia Phillies. And Scott gets the save. And the 4-2 final score is the difference of the game. 4 solo home runs for the LA Dodgers, all off of Zack Wheeler. 1 by Freeman, 1 by Muncy, one by Ohtani, and one by Will Smith. And so the Phillies lose by a final score of 4-2 to Justin Wrobleski and the LA Dodgers. And that is the final score for tonight. Okay, so without further ado, okay, I'm not going to waste any time. Okay, I am going to take a quick step off. Okay, give me 5 minutes. We will talk about this. I have some questions for you. For all my Phillies fans, please stay on here because I have a legitimate question for you, and I'm going to ask it during the postgame show. Okay, because I will give my thoughts, and we will actually talk about things and what went wrong tonight. But I have a big question. Okay, what is that question? You'll hear about it on the other side. All right, so without further ado, let's just take a step off. Let's take us a minute to just catch ourselves, regather our thoughts, and we'll be back. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
Showed swung on, barreled out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Welcome on into the Phillies post-game show here on Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Tough one tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, so they lose by a final score of 4-2 to Justin Wrobleski and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Zack Wheeler gets a loss, Wrobleski gets his 7th win, and Tanner Scott gets his 5th save of the season. If this was a game where you just fell asleep during the middle of it, obviously it's a late one. You understand, absolutely. This was one of those games where the Phillies just were silent. They really were. They were getting no hit from Justin Wrobleski, and it was just one of those, like, yeah, Wrobleski was pitching really well, but it's like a summer night out in L.A. type of a game where you just, you fall asleep, you snooze. And this is really like one of those types of vibes of a game where the Phillies just did not have anything. They didn't have any response for Justin Wrobleski, and we'll talk about that, okay? I will get into all of those details. But I have a serious question for you, chat, and I need you to be honest with me. Okay, so I'm listening to the radio today. I'm listening to people talking about the Philadelphia Phillies. And as they're talking, okay, I'm thinking to myself, when I look at this team, okay, is this team one piece away? Do you think that one person, if they were to go get one person, that would change the whole dynamic of this team? I guess is the question that I have for you. Do you think that if they were to go out there and get an outfielder, would they be a contender if they're not already? If they go get another starting pitcher, like the top starting pitcher, do you think that makes them a contender? And do you think that makes them able to compete with the Dodgers? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody is in the Dodgers class right now. I don't. I feel like that the Dodgers are in a league of their own, and that is really where the standard is. Now, I'm not telling you that they don't have a chance to beat the Dodgers, because I could see possibly the Phillies. I could see a world where the Phillies do beat the Dodgers, but it's really hard to be able to rely on that because the Dodgers just have the better team. If they get Mike Trout, are they a contender? Are they on the same level as the Dodgers? If they get Tarek Skubal, are they on the same level as the Dodgers, in your opinion? I don't think that they are. But I still do believe that a move for either of those guys makes them better. The question about the Trout stuff is iffy because you don't know if he's going to be healthy. And that obviously is fair. What else are you going to give up for Mike Trout? Because you also have something also has to give when you make a trade for somebody like that and somebody like Tarek Skubal. I hear you. I look at this Phillies team tonight, and I say to myself, after a loss like this, they're just not in the same sphere. They're not in the same sphere as the Dodgers, and they just don't have enough. I'm looking at this Dodgers pitching tonight with Justin Wrobleski. This guy is pitching, and there's no Blake Snell. There's no Tyler Glass now. Those guys are on the shelf. And on a lot of other teams, and on every other team, if you're missing 2 starters like those caliber pitchers, you're screwed. They're also missing their closer, Edwin Diaz, who they signed for a lot of money. And on any other team is screwed. Okay? That's just the truth. But they still have Ohtani. They still have Sasaki. They still have this guy that's pitching really well, Justin Wrobleski. And they still have Yamamoto. So they still have a very good rotation because they have a lot of depth to them. But I just don't think that the Phillies have enough. And that's really that was really my biggest takeaway today. Was I disappointed with the at-bats that they took? I was disappointed. Yes, I was. But I also acknowledge that good pitching is good pitching. And Wrobleski today was throwing very, very well. This guy was just making them feel super off balance. He was throwing nasty pitches where you just say to yourself, how the heck do you hit that? And good teams find ways to beat really good pitching. So I'm also starting to question myself, and maybe I'm going a little bit too far here as I'm sort of processing this, but are the Phillies a good team? Maybe that's the bigger conversation that we're having. Sometimes what I like to do is during these sessions, right, is I feel like I'm venting, right? I'm in therapy right now. And I feel like that we can just sort of get what's out there from our mind, just throw it out there in the center of the circle, and just get everything off of our chest. There's still 2 more games left to this series. But this was the one where I actually really thought that they could win. I had the most confidence in Zack Wheeler, and it just didn't work out that way. Wheeler threw some bad pitches. Wheeler is allowed to have a bad game. That was his first loss of the season, and he is allowed to have a bad game. He just is. He's allowed to have a bad one. Unfortunately, it came today. And if you're going to beat a good team, you're going to have to do well. I understand. But I don't know. Like this one's a really tough one for me to swallow because I love this team. I root for this team. I know that the Dodgers are that good. But I also feel like I don't want to let this team off the hook because I've seen them not come through against small ball or not come through against teams like the Dodgers. Now, today, the Dodgers beat the Phillies by actually hitting the long ball. The Phillies really don't have the same power that the Dodgers do. And the Dodgers actually can win with the long ball. I trust the Dodgers a lot more with the long ball than I do with the Phillies. Does that make sense? I think it does. But overall, I'm just torn. I'm torn with this game because I don't really know how I should feel. Should I feel angry that this team lost the way that they did to the Dodgers? Should I feel a little bit like, okay, the Dodgers are just that good and the Phillies are just on another level and every other team is on another level? Or should I feel like, yes, they're the champs, but you had to do better, so you should be tougher on this team. I don't really know I don't really know where I am with that. I'm disappointed. I'm annoyed, but I also acknowledge that the Dodgers are a great team too. And it's a little bit tough for me. Are the Phillies one piece away from getting on the same level as the Dodgers? I say no. I say no. But that's really where I am. I'm confused. Maybe I need to see more. But I'm confused after a game like this. Wheeler didn't have his stuff. They then pitched really well. And the Dodgers took advantage, and the Phillies just didn't have a counterpunch. It was just a Kyle Schwarber home run and a Baroa RBI single. And they just didn't have anything else to it. There were a couple of at-bats, especially in the first inning, where I thought that the Phillies could have done a much better job at just fouling off pitches and getting to Justin Wrobleski. And my fear was that Wrobleski was actually going to dominate today, and he was going to toy with the Phillies. And it just so happened that way. I don't know why Kyle Schwarber looked at that pitch on the outside corner. I thought that that was bad. Shouldn't have done that. I wanted him to swing there. I also just didn't like how he swung at that pitch in the 8th inning. That was way outside. He wasn't going to get any fastballs in that at-bat, Kyle. And not saying that he's the reason why that they lost, but that was a little bit disappointing to me too. And what I really should feel disappointed with, I guess, is the bats. I'm talking about the Alec Boehms, the Bryson Stotts, the Trey Turners, right? Like, those guys just have not been able to produce, and they just haven't, they didn't find ways to get on base today. And that part is kind of disappointing. Imagine this. You're looking forward to a game. You think to yourself, all right, the Phillies are coming in hot. They swept the San Diego Padres. They have a chip on their shoulder. They want to go out there and beat the Dodgers. The Dodgers beat them last year. Maybe they have some sort of urgency, some sort of counterpunch. I don't really think that they had that sort of urgency today. So I am disappointed about that. I am. I just don't know how to process this, though. Is that weird? Does that make sense? I know it sounds like I'm talking in circles. I just don't know what to think. I don't know how I should feel about this game. I'm disappointed, don't get me wrong. But I feel like you can be disappointed. You can acknowledge that the Dodgers have a better team. And then you can also say to yourself, like, how come they didn't do better? You know. This was a snooze fest type of a game. The first inning I was not a fan of. Boehm and Stott and JT today just could not find anything to get it done. I'm at the point now where I want Brandon Marsh moved up in the batting order, and I want him to bat leadoff. I finally said it. I want Brandon Marsh in the leadoff spot. I know it's not going to happen, but gosh, he's hitting the ball so well. He needs to be in the leadoff spot. This team is desperate. Yeah. I don't know. I'm disappointed that Zach didn't have a good start today, but I'm more so just frustrated about just the way that the bats have been not able to execute. And I feel like I can be disappointed, but I can also acknowledge that the Dodgers have a good team on the other side too. But see, here's the thing. And now I'm getting angry. Okay, maybe I'm starting to let things out now. I'm angry about the fact that in order for you to be a good team, you have to beat good pitching. That's just the bottom line. And the Phillies just have not been able to do that. They haven't been able to find a way to beat, like, they played good baseball against the Padres. They played good baseball against, teams over the weeks. But I just I just want them to get these W's, and I want to see them beat I want them to beat teams like the Dodgers. I want them to produce more runs. Being a little bit selfish, I guess. I don't think that they're a piece away, though, from being on the same playing field as the Dodgers. I don't. If they get a Mike Trout or if they get a Tarek Skubal, I think it makes them better. But even if you get a Tarek Skubal, there's question marks, right? Because A, who are you going to give up to get Tarek? B, is Tarek going to be healthy? C, Tarek doesn't hit. Tarek doesn't bat. And the theme is that the bats just keep going cold in the playoffs. And that's how you keep losing. And then you also have to think about how you're going to do it, extending him. So. And if you stay put, are you giving up? I don't know. 610-314-0844. Help me unpack all of this because my thoughts are very disorganized, if you can tell. I know that's late. I know it's 12:42 a.m. Eastern time, but I'm just in awe. And I'm mad because I really wanted them to pull this one out. And I thought that this was actually their biggest shot of the series. I really did feel that way. And I know what other people were thinking. Well, if they swept the Dodgers last year and they swept the Dodgers in the second series during the regular season, none of that mattered anyways because they lost. I don't know. Even if they get swept by the Dodgers here, I don't care. Like, I want to see them win. You can't just rely on good pitching. You have to have some sort of... You have to find ways to get on base somehow. You do. You have to find ways to get on base. And I'm just a little disappointed because they were doing a much better job at getting into opponents' heads earlier during the Don Mattingly era. And they were stealing more bases. And they were playing more small ball. And I feel like that they've gone away from that. That's the part that actually is disappointing to me. I thought that maybe they changed their identity, but they're sort of going back to their old ways, I feel like, over the last 9 to 10 days or so. Maybe even a little bit longer, ever since Cincinnati. The long ball won against the Padres. They didn't play small ball. They didn't score a lot of runs against the San Diego Padres. They didn't do that. They relied on the long ball, and it worked in that series. But tonight, when you're facing better pitching, all-star level pitching, it's just not going to work. So, 610-314-0844. That's how you call in into the postgame show. I'm confused. What are your takeaways, though, after a game like this? Do you need to see more? Do you need to sleep on it? Or have you seen enough from the Philadelphia Phillies? Does Dave Dombrowski need to blow this thing up? Does he need to make a couple of moves? I don't know. Dodgers have almost single-handedly canceled next season, maybe next 2 seasons, says Larry. Morty says, Morty, what's up, man? What's going on, Morty? Let's go back to the screen really quickly. Morty says they just swept a good Padres team. You can't make knee-jerk reactions from a loss against the best team in baseball on the road. You need a few pieces, but can't judge everything versus the Dodgers. Part of me also, though, Morty, and I'm happy that you spoke. Of course, I love you, buddy. I really do. Part of me is also just like heading on into the series. I was like, there was a lot of trauma that happened last year. Coming out back to LA, gives me a lot of bad flashbacks. And I just wanted them to win. And I just, emotionally speaking, I felt let down. Maybe it was because I had higher expectations tonight, especially with Zack Wheeler on the bump. I felt really good with Zack Wheeler out there. And I didn't think that the offense was going to put up too many runs, but I thought that they were going to be able to do enough. I had them winning 4-3, and instead they ended up losing 4-2. They only had 3 hits, though. I guess that I just expected more, and I didn't want to. I got my hopes up, and I got let down. I've been disappointed in Garcia. Yeah, I've been very disappointed in the whole in Garcia. And you know what? That's a Dave Dombrowski thing, right? Dave Dombrowski thought that he could improve the outfield by just getting a right fielder like Garcia, and it's looking like it's a Max Kepler signing. I thought it was a nice prove-it deal, but the fact that he was your only guy that you got in the outfield as a bat, not good. Not good. Garcia is a huge problem. He can't even make contact. Garcia is a problem. But the big problem, though, is that your president of baseball ops got hit. And by the way, Brandon Marsh is a platoon. He was a platoon outfielder before. They treated him like he was a platoon outfielder, but he wasn't really playing like he was an everyday player. Now he is. And so I feel like Dave got lucky with that. I do. They let Harrison Bader go. I don't think that they should have done that. I think that they should have brought Harrison Bader back. But Adolis Garcia just is not cutting it. I'm losing patience. So, I don't know. I'm ready to trade Andrew Painter and Aiden Miller. Anybody but Gage, you can go for a big-time hitter, says, hey, it's that dude. My question to you, my friend, and thank you so much for tuning on in, is who is that hitter? Is that Yordan Alvarez? Is that Byron Buxton? Is that Mike Trout? Who is that? I like Yordan. The problem is that Yordan is a DH, and he really can't play in the outfield. And the Phillies, I feel like, already have a lot of, power lefties. I feel like that they could use a righty, but there's really not many righty hitters that are available, besides maybe Trout. Philly Sports on Top says Crawford can go. If Crawford's going to be if Crawford can be in the deal, sure. For who though? Who are we making the trade for? Who are we making the trade? Trout's even more questionable with his injuries. I know it sounds ridiculous, but Justin Turner is still playing ball in Mexico and is killing it. I'd much rather have him on our bench as a pinch hitter than our current bench, says Vote Blue. Now, see, that's interesting. I like Edmundo Sosa. I think that they need another outfielder. I don't really think that the bench is the problem. I feel like that they need another couple of starters, like starting hitters, But that's me. I'm just not in love with this team right now. And that could change. I could love them tomorrow. Maybe I'm in too deep. But my thoughts are just so all over the place. And I feel like that actually, it makes a lot of sense, and that sort of ties into the Phillies because I feel like that they're all over the place. When they're hot, they're hot. When they're cold, They're just mightily frigid cold. So they're all over the place. And so am I. One big hitter is not going to change the team. It's the mindset and approach of the whole team, says Larry. They didn't get rid of Kevin Long. And I don't know, like they ran the whole thing back. Jimmy says, I have a feeling that Painter's going to get shelled on Sunday. We'll see, I guess. 610-314-0844. Calling into the show. Let's see if we have any tweets about the Phillies tonight. Let's look at the Twitter world. I really don't have much chat. I feel bad because I wanted more. But it is what it is. Where are we? Phillies against left-handed starters over the last 4 seasons. From Cole Weintraub. In 2023, their OPS was 825. In 2024, their OPS was 807. In 2025, it was 718. And this year, it's 566 against left-handed starters. It's gone down every single year. On a positive, Stuart Baroa had a couple of nice swings today. I don't know if that's sustainable. I don't know. They just didn't look sharp from this. They didn't look sharp from the get-go tonight. I felt like that they were just behind the A-ball offensively, and I felt like that they just were not ready for the moment. I mean, Schwarber struck out looking at a pitch that he usually, swings at in the first, and he was guessing. Turner also guessed. And Harper struck out swinging like that's. They didn't get off to a good start, and they were just super off balance. They just looked like that they just didn't really have a game plan out there. The game plan was to swing for the fences, and it just didn't work. I don't know. Watch Painter give up 6 runs in 1 inning, says Trish. But the Phillies will give some run support and give us fans false hope. You think that they can get runs off of Yamamoto? They could, I guess, but the likelihood of that, I don't think is high. I don't. Dodgers 4, Phillies 2. Phillies were no hit for the first 5 innings, and Zack Wheeler allowed 4 solo home runs in a start for only the second time of his career. It happens. I'm not going to get on Zack Wheeler. Was I disappointed in tonight? Yeah. But he wasn't the reason why that they lost. He has to be better. He knows that. I expect him to bounce back in this next outing. But I'm just disappointed in the bats. Arise at second, at third, Christian Walker at first, Harper in right, Trout in left, Martian center, Turner and Realmuto. Yeah, no, they should just, teams I'm sure will take That's like an ideal situation. Like that's not gonna happen. That sounds good in theory. You know, that's like an MLB The Show type of a lineup there. But yeah. Let's sign a bunch of streaky, inconsistent power hitters, says Larry. What could go wrong? 1/3 of a season is a decent sample size. But see, again, like I go back to this thought chat where, you know, we swept the Dodgers in the regular season last year. And it's like, and I don't like to look at things this way. I really don't. So I'm like thinking to myself, even if we won in theory, even if we won during the regular season, and if we go 5-1, I'm just like wondering, like, does that mean anything? You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. The buffering icon. Best analogy. Best analogy. The buffering icon. It's a good comparison to this team's offense and their bullpen. And you know what? It's a good way to describe the feeling that I have right now. The buffering icon. I love that. I love that. When I first saw Don Mattingly take over, I saw that there was like more of a sense of urgency. And I thought that they were playing a really good style of baseball where they were getting into their opponents' heads. And I felt like that the power was coming, but they were grinding out at bats. And they were making teams pay by actually being decent at the plate and actually going with a different strategy, using the opposite field, but just working up these pitch counts and getting on with walks and then swiping bags. And I just feel like, and this is just from watching with my own two eyes, that they've just gone back to their old ways, chat. And that makes me feel sick. While also acknowledging that the Dodgers have a very good team and they're on another level compared to the rest of baseball. So I can feel confused. I can feel disappointed. And I could also feel let down. I feel like I was let down today. They had an off day. They did their job in San Diego. They swept them. But today was a letdown. Today was a letdown. It is somewhat of an upgrade, but it's a letdown, though, because Dave Dombrowski just didn't, like, transcend the outfield. He didn't get a decent bat. You know? Jordan, are you joking? Jordan Alvarez is tearing it up. It's on the Astros. There's been talks about Jordan being moved. The Astros I don't think are going to go anywhere. Marte, Arias, Trout, plenty of good opens. Just got to have the gal to make the moves. I like Marte, but what's it going to take to get a Ketel Marte? And how does Marte, the other thing too is how does Marte help the outfield? I don't know. This team is holes. I still love them. I still root for them. But I don't know. One last thing, though, that I will say that I always do like to end something on a positive. I will say this. I guess that the positive that I can say from tonight that I sort of hang my head up high a little bit on is that I still feel like that they can take a game, but I am still really happy with what Kyle Schwarber's doing. And I felt like that he had a really good swing tonight. And that is one of like my only positives. Baroa had a good at-bat too. And Brandon Marsh is really hitting the ball well for the Phillies. So that leaves me somewhat optimistic because Marsh is playing well, and that makes me feel somewhat happy. And Schwarber has been hitting home runs. But how does that transcend into tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, all over the place. Buffering. Not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to react, really. I don't think that this is a one-fix issue. But then again, I've also seen this team, even when I've been really down on them, I've seen them turn it around. And I have seen them catch fire. I have seen them catch fire, and I have seen them bounce back. I mean, we did see them come back down from 6-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We did see them make some comeback victories. I have seen them get punched in the mouth and respond. Tonight, I just didn't get that. All right. Well, that was a lot. One of the weirdest post-game shows I've ever done. I wish it was a little bit more organized with my thoughts. But I also feel like at the same time, it's fair. It's a little bit late. And this was a lot to process. There were a lot of thoughts heading on into this game. A lot of flashbacks to last year. So we got to shake it off. And tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be a better post-game show. Let's hope the Phillies do better, though, tomorrow. All right? I love you guys very, very much. Tomorrow we have a game at 4 o'clock. We're going to be doing the Brewers game. I think the Brewers ended up winning the poll. Let's see, did they? Astros-Brewers won. So we are doing the Astros versus the Brewers tomorrow. All right. I'm going to delete the poll right now. That's it. But I love you all very, very much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I will catch you all. I will catch you all on the next one. I love you all so, so much. Go Phillies. See you all tomorrow. Gotta even the series.